Hey, what's up everyone? This video is going to be another video regarding different occurrences taking place in the world around us. Strange occurrences, natural disasters, and just things of that nature. So let's get started. First, a very rare 4.9 earthquake struck Severnaya Zemlya in the Russian Arctic. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Is it a new nuclear bomb test? That's what they're wondering. Physicists have found an entirely new quantum material that cannot be defined by classical physics. Quantum computing and hashtag quantum physics. And you can read this article here. I'll read some of it soon. Microbes in Antarctica have previously unknown ability to scavenge hydrogen, carbon monoxide, and carbon dioxide from the air to stay alive in extreme conditions, like on other planets. I'm going to read this article here about the new quantum material. Physicists have found an entirely new quantum material that cannot be defined by classical physics. An international team of physicists has stumbled upon an entirely new material, which they have called whale condo semi-metal. The semi-metal belongs to a category of substances known as quantum materials. The word quantum in quantum materials means they have properties that cannot be described by classical physics, and thus we have to invoke quantum physics. There's the image that they provide by Getty Images. For the time being, however, researchers working on quantum materials are trying to understand how they work and how more useful ones can be produced. The word quantum in quantum materials means that they have properties that cannot be described by classical physics, and thus we have to invoke quantum physics. Often we refer to materials where there are very strong interactions between their components. You don't know what the properties they will have are, and you can't predict it in advance. As scientists don't necessarily have the theories to predict the behavior of quantum materials, often they create them experimentally first and measure them to observe their properties. The new material presented in PNAS emerged this way. Scientists had the material and the theory developing in parallel. So it's an interesting new possible material discovered in quantum physics. Also, lightning strike injured 77 soldiers in Colombia. And you can see the link to this article here. The powerful bolt occurred after 3 p.m. in the afternoon, their time. Even though it was not raining at that time, the soldiers immediately received first aid from the military health personnel, and then they were evacuated to different health centers for observation, assessment, and medical attention. So a definite major lightning strike to injure 77 people. And an apocalyptic sunset over the Stadium of Light, Sunderland, UK. And this is under the hashtag UK. This was the sunset. Very interesting images there. They say these are some of the most impressive sunset photographs this individual has ever seen in their life. So fiery, so impressive, so apocalyptic. It's now so obvious to me that they called the stadium in Sunderland the Stadium of Light. These are more of the images. And a mysterious glow in the sky baffles sky watchers across Austria, created by the test fire of a Russian RS-12M intercontinental ballistic missile test, which they conducted in the area. The same happened over California a few days ago. A missile was tested, and everyone was talking about it online, and videos were being posted about that particular missile test, which took place in California just a few days ago. This trippy glow over the Austria sky baffled sky watchers December 26, 2017. It looked like a giant ghost was about to arrive and come down to Earth. Looked like it was about to come down to the ground. And cricket ball-sized hail hammers areas of west of Brisbane as severe storms sweep through. Under the hashtag hail, this was posted on Twitter. So roughly bigger than a tennis ball. I have seen major hail in the past. There's been some very big hail. It's especially dangerous when you get spiky hail, but which we've also seen. Two very dangerous severe storm cells, probably likely supercells, I would say, swept across the inland areas of the southeast as a third patch of wild weather crossed the New South Wales and reached Stanthorpe. I'll never forget years ago, not too long ago, before 2017, all you heard about was wild weather, crazy weather, record weather, weird weather, strange, or freak storm. They had freak storm all the time. Freak storms was in the news. You could Google that and you would literally find hundreds of articles. And that happened just a few years ago. And I was documenting all of that as it was taking place. Sadly, the majority of the documentation that I did was in my laptop's hard drive, and it went out. Now, I was able to take many of the videos, the pictures, and, some of it anyway, the music, and some of the documents which I'd typed out of the laptop, and some of the videos that I put from SD cards into the laptop's hard drive, I was able to get out and put them onto I took the hard drive out, plugged it up to a portable hard drive reader, then plugged it up to the home computer, the desktop computer, and transferred it over to a Western Digital portable hard drive. But sadly, I didn't get to recover many of the videos and files that I wanted to, but at that time I was documenting a lot of strange weather, and several of my SD cards went corrupt, and I don't know what happened to the files, but I was documenting a lot of this wild weather at the time. Since 2011, 12, and 13, 14, 15, and then 16, and in 2017 it tapered off, and then late this year it came back. Hold on. But yeah, now back to this. With damaging winds, heavy rainfall, flash flooding, and more large hailstones are likely in this area of Toowoomba, or east of Toowoomba, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. We had heavy rain a few days ago. There was roughly 10 inches of rain, I believe, or more that fell. And now it's brutally cold, and biting, bitter, brutal cold weather is here with possibility of snow. But that's later in the forecast, the snow. They're not positive on that, but they're definitely positive on the cold weather. Wild weather across this world. Spokesman said that gusts of 60 to 70 kilometers per hour, and that's their measurement of the wind, were recorded, and a lot of rain has fallen, and they said there was potential to have severe weather again by 4:15 a.m. So that's a lot of rain and a lot of wind. Severe thunderstorms were likely to produce damaging winds, heavy rainfall that leads to flash flooding, very large hailstones of extreme size over the next several hours. Areas which could be affected are the following that you see there. So if you live in that area, definitely be careful. Let me know if you do live in England or live in those areas or any of these areas shown here, then which I mentioned England in my previous video, but if you live in any of these areas, of, like I mentioned, Australia, Austria, England in my previous videos and this one. Let me know if you've been going through any of this type of weather. Severe thunderstorms were also likely to produce damaging winds and large hailstones over the next several hours. Areas which could be affected including Roma, Charlottesville, St. George, Mitchell, and the following places there, which I'm not going to state all of them. Looking further inland, wind gusts were very high. St. George about 500 kilometers west of Brisbane, or Brisbane. So, kilometers or kilometers, depending on which way you pronounce that. Lake effect snowstorm is hammering Erie, Pennsylvania, shattering at least one all-time Pennsylvania snow time record. Now, if you've been listening or reading the news online, listening to the news or reading the news, this is just some of the snow. They had up to 50 feet, and it's still falling, of lake effect snow, as they call it, in Michigan. So, in several areas of Michigan, local pockets even higher than 50 feet have currently fallen, and they're expected to see even more in the coming days. But these snowstorms are shattering all-time records, 4 feet in Erie, Pennsylvania, in just a day's time. Record snowfall on Christmas Day in 30 hours. The Erie picked up more snow in 30 hours than the previous 13-day snowfall record. They declared a state of emergency for the city, and state of emergencies have also been declared across the United States. A stationary lake effect snow band, incredible 34 inches of snow. And you can see the previous times which this happened right there on the screen. And you can pause it here to read this tweet from the National Weather Service. This heavy snow is continuing. And 4.5 feet, 56.5 inches of snow. Christmas Eve alone they had just 42 hours. This is also some additional information of previous record snowfalls. Erie picked up less snow in 36 hours in this event than their previous 13-day snowstorm. So this is some record snowfall taking place and record weather taking place in the world around us right now, especially in the United States and also over in England, as I stated in a previous video, over in the UK. Mount Cinnabung, that sounds like Cinnabon, but I always get that name, I think of Cinnabuns, but Mount Cinnabung, #volcano, it states there. Cinnabung volcano erupts, spewing ash up to 4.6 kilometers into the sky, or kilometers, depending on the pronunciation, and large pyroclastic flows hurtling down the flanks. Indonesia, eruption taking place now. Here are some of the tweeted pictures. These images have been shared on this Twitter page, Strange Sounds. And here's the link. This is their webpage. There are pictures and videos below, and I'm going to go ahead and copy this link. That way you can check out the videos on this site and see the magnitude of these eruptions taking place. I remember a few years ago we were having volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, fires, flash floods, disasters everywhere. It was just everywhere. Literally. There were disasters taking place everywhere. And then North Korea crisis. At least 4 defectors show signs of radiation exposure. And a soldier who was defected is immune to anthrax. And North Korea continuing to threaten the United States right now, as tensions rising, and this has been acclimating for a while, but I'll discuss that in another video. This has been rising for a while, the rising tensions, but North Korea and its nuclear program is shows no signs of slowing down. Anyway, a model for sustainable USA beef production if Americans reduced their mean beef consumption from 460 grams per person per week to 200 grams per person per week, the U.S. beef industry could become environmentally sustainable, they say. I'm not exactly sure how that relates to the other articles or strange sounds or strange occurrences, but anyway, this has been my video regarding more phenomenons, related to strange occurrences or weather-related, disaster-related, different things to raise awareness of the strange occurrences taking place in the world around us. So, this has been another addition to my series of videos regarding these occurrences, and I thank you for watching. Please feel free to leave a like. Please feel free to share this video with others, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. If you have, thank you so much, and thanks for all the love. Leave your comments in the comment section below regarding anything you would like to discuss with me. I send much love. Peace. Bye.